I don't mean to say I told you so, but like, come on, man.
I want some rest. Are we having fun yet?
I've been saying this for the longest, and do you believe me now? Do you believe me when I said that having a lottery pick would be so important this season? Okay, so if you haven't heard, everything's set in stone. Everything outside the lottery, that is. So the San Antonio Spurs are set at 20th, and we are set at 25th. Those will be our picks. Obviously, we can try to trade up. We could try to do something, but it's really dependent on who we want coming out of the combine and who the Spurs, just genuinely want to grab. And if the Chicago Bulls or the Houston Rockets are trying to grab that player, the San Antonio Spurs could very well try to make something happen, move up a couple slots. But here's the thing, okay? I've been trying to say this basically the entire season, or at least a good chunk of the season. I didn't want to make the playoffs. I was very content with the San Antonio Spurs being a bad team. I was very content with it because I knew that, look, we'll probably make a play-in and not go anywhere. And I was just being real, okay? I was just being realistic. And I'm super optimistic on the team. I was super optimistic about the future, and I'm still optimistic about the future because, the position that we're in right now. But at the end of the day, it would have been way nicer to have a better percent chance. So let's look at this because some people are going to take this and say these are set in stone. These are not set in stone yet. Okay, obviously we still have to have the lottery picks. So Houston Rockets, they just put them here because they have the highest percent chance of getting the first overall pick, but more than likely Houston Rockets, they will get a top 5 pick regardless. Like, that's set in stone. They will get a top 5 pick. So yeah, that's the situation there. But overall, this is kind of where it could lay, but it could very well happen that Houston Rockets are 5 and we're first. You never know. So if you're looking at our percentage to get a top 4 pick, we have, and we've talked about this before, we have about a 20% chance of getting a top 4 pick. Now, some people have said that this is not a good shot. Like, oh, only 20%. That's not good. This might be a really morbid example. Okay. Look, I'm a morbid person sometimes, but if we were playing Russian roulette and I said there's basically a 1/4 shot that the gun goes off, I'm pretty sure you'd be pretty nervous, right? I don't think that you'll think that you're in the clear. So just keep in mind, if you keep it in that perspective, look, this is a pretty decent percentage chance. Okay, it's a good chance. And we got a 44.5% chance of getting a first overall pick. And honestly, teams have gotten first overall picks with worse than this. So look, nothing is set in stone here. We could very well get a very good pick, but I just want to take this time to say I told you so. The San Antonio Spurs, we're not in a position that experience means a whole lot right now, and I'm gonna have a video on that soon. But I just want to say, guys, we would have really been screwed. I mean, really been screwed if the San Antonio Spurs managed to win their play-ins and got into the playoffs. I would not be optimistic at all. It's going to be very hard to trade up out of the lottery into the lottery, first and foremost. That's going to be tough by itself. It's hard even to move up a couple spots in the NBA draft because guys, they want who they want. These teams want who they want. So in our position, okay, we've been trying to move up in the past few drafts, actually. Like, it's very hard to, and the Spurs have tried to, and we've just gotten lucky with DeJounte Murray landing to us, Keldon Johnson landing to us. We've just gotten pretty lucky with everything. So look, with that being said, I don't think that the Spurs, if they were outside of this lottery, would be able to get in the lottery. And if you're looking at our picks right now we got to look at this and say, I don't know how likely it will be. Before I said that there could be a good chance that we could move up in the lottery, but I don't know if we can move up all the way to top 4 with the 9th, because our other picks are 20th and 25th, unless you're willing to get rid of some pretty good players. And I think we know who would probably have to go. I don't know if the Spurs would be willing to do that. They've done crazy things before to try to make things work, but I don't know if they'd be willing to do that. And 20th and 25th is not necessarily appealing to anybody. But with that being said, it's really dependent on our lottery. If we can get a really nice one, if we get above this 9, okay, 9, and we shoot up to that top 4, we're set in stone. Like, we are good. Okay. If that's not the case, then I think the Spurs really need to start looking for their options here. Now, it's very apparent that they are going to probably go after Aiden, hopefully go after Levine. My personal thing that I think they should go after is Kyle Anderson. I think that would be really cool. But overall, look, they're going to try to do something in the offseason. But right now, focusing in on the lottery, focusing in on the draft, it's going to be very hard to move up to these top 4 spots. I'm just going to be completely honest with you. It's hard enough for the Spurs to move up a couple spots now, let alone that many spaces. So we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But one thing that I do want to say, and this should make you feel pretty cool and pretty good about yourself. So if you're having a bad day, and you're having any bad day, just keep in mind that the Los Angeles Lakers are nowhere to be found. They do not have a pick this year. They screwed themselves over. That's what happened when you go and try to make a super team. You get screwed over for years to come. They have no picks, none. And after having a season like they had this past season, you just want some type of pick for the future. But yeah, they're screwed. They're absolutely screwed. As you can see, their pick will go to the Pelicans or the Memphis Grizzlies. Just adding that in there. It's very likely that it won't, because I think it's like a 0.4% chance. Like, it's really low that it goes to Memphis Grizzlies. Like, it's probably not going to happen. But the Pelicans, yeah, it's very likely that they get their pick. So Pelicans are set. And a lot of people that were wondering, like, well, the Pelicans are playing hard. They're trying to get in the playoffs. This is why, because the Pelicans are perfectly fine. They're like, look, we're set in stone. We're good. And we have that Lakers pick to kind of hang our hats on. So we're going to be perfectly fine if we, make that extra step. So they're not worried about it. But San Antonio Spurs we should have been very worried about it. And I was team tank for a while, not necessarily saying, hey, go all in and everybody just quit and don't give the crowd anything to cheer for. I was just like, let's sit some players in the fourth quarter sometimes. That's where I was at. But anyways, I'll get with you guys later, man. Let me know what you think. If you want to support the channel, only $2 per month. Patreon, YouTube members. But I'll get with you later. And once again, I tried to tell you, man.